Perfect Sunday school attendance, cause daddy mom bring him and his little sister along. Shh, don't whisper or talk. Listen to the minister preach on. Read along, sing songs in according to the book of Psalms. If your son or daughter strays off, as long as you don't spare the rod, your child will come back intact and unharmed. And then you've got me. See, I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior at the age of 7. Accepted Christ into my heart and was baptized at the age of 8 by the Reverend. That's when I entered into the fellowship of the brethren. At the age of 9, that's when I started walking in the prophetic. A young juvenile boy whose childlike voice was speaking things of God that went far beyond his own comprehension. Grown women and men breaking down crying as his young one lays hands and penetrates to their fences. No critic or skeptic could deny this was no gimmick, no pretending. But it all came to a screeching halt, yet no one foresaw the direction he was headed. See, my childhood was sheltered, so when I entered adolescence, exposure to the dark side started a rebellion. Kinda like Star Wars, I was a Darth Vader manifesting. Mom and dad telling him to say no to drugs, but everything inside of him wanted to become and do the exact opposite of what daddy and mama did. So I developed a Tupac persona, shaped and adopted it, mixed with the little Bobby Brown prerogative. And shoot, forget going to school, I'ma do what Kanye did. But I'll be perfectly honest, it didn't work out how I anticipated. Cause now he's a high school dropout who didn't know how he was gonna make it. Inside feeling depressed and hopeless, bottled up emotions, kept suppressed but telling himself to stay focused. But unaware he was diagnosed with the bipolar illness he couldn't cope with. So his remedy and medicine to handle the chemical imbalance that had him wrestling with an emotional inconquerable giant is to keep walking forward and don't look behind you. Yeah, this is my story. This is my pain. This is for all of those who have been through the same things. They say when it rains it has a tendency to pour. So witness me as I bear my soul in the midst of the storm. One rhyme at a time till I see sunshine. One rhyme at a time till I see sunshine. It's funny. Who would have knew that what my mama said was true? That the life I pursued would have led me to this place where trees and flowers that bloom can only be viewed through a window that's bulletproof. Cause shoot, I never ever envisioned in a million years that at 16 years old I'd be sitting here in this 5x9 cell. No, there's no bail, there's no escape in the matrix, there's no red pill. I guess incarceration was supposed to produce rehabilitation, but probation violations brought me right back to jail. I was a problem child, a hard-headed rebellious teen, kinda similar to the ones you see on Sally Jesse and Maury talk shows on TV. Only literally, yeah. I went from a PK in the church to serving 3 bids. One in juvie, one in boot camp, then finally a kid became a man. Well, legally, that is. Paraphernalia, a simple dime bag of weed got me in. Yet another indictment. But my experience in the county jail system didn't live up to the hype and appeal of something exciting. So to occupy my time, I began writing. Hip-hop became a way to mentally escape my physical confinement. But still, with all my might, I ran away from everything Christ-like. But God wouldn't let go, so I had to fight twice as hard than most. And I don't say that arrogantly in attempt to brag or boast. It's just that God had something more in store for this heart of gold. Who would have thought that being behind bars was all part of God's plan? I was just a little peon standing in the palm of God's hand. And God had thought this all out in some far-off land before the beginning of time had even began. This is my story. This is my pain. This is for all of those who have been through the same things. They say when it rains it has a tendency to pour. So witness me as I bear my soul in the midst of the storm. One rhyme at a time until I see sunshine. One rhyme at a time until I see sunshine. You see, for me, it took God to flip my whole world upside down. But inside now I found that all the drugs and liquor consumed to distort my vision and view on reality were actually only feeble attempts to fill the God-shaped void that only He could fill. And for so long I was unaware that void was even there. But amazing grace, how sweet the sound that erased all of my blame, and now not a sin is traced or found. Yeah, you see, this peace is more than just a piece. I'm giving you a piece of me. I want to introduce you to the Prince of Peace, the one who can give you peace like no one else. But God is love, and love is God, and love doesn't impose itself. Like a perfect gentleman, he's standing at the front door of your heart knocking. Shh. I think I can hear the voice of God calling. Can you hear it? If this is your story, if this is your pain, man, I feel you. I've been through the same things. They say when it rains, it has a tendency to pour. So witness us as we bear our souls in the midst of the storm. One rhyme at a time, till we see sunshine. One rhyme at a time, till we see sunshine in the midst of the storm. Thank you.